Downed one. Let's go, dude.
Team wipe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Where?
At the fire station. Just run in. What's up, everyone? My name is Silver, and welcome to my step-by-step guide on how to get into Bunker 11. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to unlock the bunker and get the legendary MP7 blueprint. I'll also share a few tips that I found useful, and a couple of things that you can expect to run into along the way. If you find this video in any way helpful, drop a like, and once you get into the bunker, come back and leave a comment saying that you made it. For anyone that hasn't done this challenge yet, what you're going to do is find one of the activation phones, go into it, listen to the numbers in Russian, and then look up the numbered phones on the map to see which ones you have to go to in order. So for this video, I'll run through the activation phones first and show you all the locations for them. I'll also link a map that you can use and a guide on all of the numbers in Russian. With this guide, I'm going to show you exactly where each phone is by walking into it and picking it up, whereas going off of the map it can be confusing because some locations have two phones in them, and one's an activation phone and one's a numbered phone. I did also find that if you accidentally click a phone twice, or if a teammate goes in and clicks the wrong phone in the wrong order, you have to start over. The loadout I would recommend using for this challenge is the RPG and some sort of automatic weapon. I chose the MP7, but you can use whatever you want. This makes getting phone number 6 a lot easier, and I'll explain more about that when we get to that part. Alright, so we'll start out with step number 1. This is finding the activation phones. The first phone is going to be at Dam. Make sure you're careful because there are two phones here. One's an activation phone and one's a number phone. The activation phone is going to be in this building with the turbines in it. It's going to be in the office right behind them. The second phone is going to be airport. This one spawns in the building that normally has a car in it on the south side of airport just north of Superstore. This one's pretty straightforward. As you walk in, go upstairs, and it's behind cubicle number 3. The other thing that I would highly recommend if you're doing this challenge is to get a friend to do it with you. If you do it as a duo or a trio or a squad, you can have somebody else fly the helicopter as you go in and pick up the phones. The next one's going to be located at TV station. This one can be kind of tricky because there are two phones here, and one is the activation and the other's the number phone. The activation phone is going to be on the bottom level in the room with all of the computer cubicles. The next one's going to be Boneyard. It's pretty straightforward, it's just in the office building at the most south end. I found this one to be pretty easy because a lot of the time if anybody does land here, they just take the helicopter and leave anyway. The next phone is going to be in Upper Suburbs, which is located just south of Promenade West. The phone here is in this smaller office building right on top of the desk. This was a pretty easy location to land at as not a lot of other people show up here. I talk a lot in this video about avoiding fights. The main reason is if you get hung up fighting a team and they just keep flying back in at you, you're going to waste too much time in order to get the challenge done. So if you're able to go to a location where there's not a lot of people or let somebody else go in and use the phone first, that's usually going to work to your benefit. Another thing to watch out for is if other people are playing this as solos, they respawn almost instantly and they'll come right back after you over and over again. The next phone is going to be the downtown activation phone. This one tends to be in a pretty high traffic area, so I didn't find it worth it a lot of the time to go to it. But if you do decide to land here, I would recommend coming in from the top, going down a couple flights of stairs and using the phone, rather than using this zip line. The zip line does take upwards of 5 seconds to get up, and if there is another team waiting at the top for you, you already know, you're gonna die. Once you do make it into this room, it is just located on one of the desks in this office space. If you are playing as a solo, it's super important that you get these done as fast as possible because other people will take your helicopter when you're coming in to get these phones. Moving on to the final and what I found to be the easiest activation phone, the one at port is typically uncontested, and if there does happen to be somebody else here, just utilize the time that it takes them to go get the phone to run over to the edge of the map and grab the helicopter. Moving along to step number 2, getting the number phones. You have to be very careful with these phones to make sure you get them done in order and don't click one of them twice. So if you're going to play with people, make sure it's somebody that you know or at least somebody that has a mic. Phone number 0 is going to be located at military base in the southeast storage containers. It's located in the only container with 2 levels. Go upstairs and it's on the desk. Phone number 1 is going to be downtown. It's located in the bank with the 2 gold lions out front. Make sure you go to the right building, as this one is next door to the building that has the activation phone in it. Phone number 2 is going to be Lazov Pass, and since nobody probably knows where that is, as it's not a named location on the map, it's just north of TV station. This one's pretty easy. You go into the building that has the ammo reload in it, and upstairs you'll find the phone sitting on the desk. You'll find phone number 3 at Quarry. It's in the tall red building at the northmost end of the town. The phone is going to be inside the northernmost door on that building, inside of the control room. You'll find phone number 4 at Block 18. Again, since nobody probably knows where that one is either, it's just north of Lumber. The phone is in the police station on the 2nd level. You'll find phone number 5 at TV station. The easiest way to get to this one is to fly in through the small window on the roof. You'll find phone number 6 in the top of the tower at the airport. This is where your RPG is going to come into play. A lot of the time, players will sit at the top of this tower and wait for you to come up. As you're gliding in, launch a couple rockets in the top, or if you're at the ground level, shoot them up from the bottom and hopefully kill your opponent before you have to descend the elevator. The safest way to get to this phone is to glide in from the top, but if you have to, going up the cable will work, but it gets frustrating when there's a team camping in this room at the top. You'll find phone number 7 at the main airport building. This one was difficult for me because there's phones upstairs in the main lobby. However, the phones in the main lobby do not work, and the one that you need is downstairs under the nose of the burning airplane. You'll find phone number 8 at hospital. This one's located inside the doors on the southeast end of the building. Once you get inside, it's behind the receptionist area. You'll find phone number 9 at Dam. This is another one to be careful with because there is an activation and a number phone here. I never personally got number 9 in any of the times I tried this challenge, so let me know in the comments if you wound up getting it. And that's it. Now all you have to do is go to the actual bunker and open it. Easy as that. Well, usually. However, sometimes there's people waiting here for you to come open the bunker for them. So unfortunately, you'll usually wind up having to fight 2 to 4 people, being that plunder is played in squads. If you can manage to run this as a trio, I would have one person with a munitions box for rockets, one person with a tactical insertion in case you wind up dying here, and one person with a trophy system so that your helicopter doesn't get blown up trying to get this challenge done. If you're playing as a solo, you don't need to worry about the tactical insertion, because whenever you die, it respawns you roughly in the same area that you died in. But once you get inside the bunker, you can go all the way through the hallway down into the main room. There's a door on the right, and that's where you'll find the MP7 blueprint. There is another Easter egg at the end of this room. If you crawl through the little tunnel, you'll find the shiny red button and a nuclear warhead behind the glass. Blast off. I'd like to give a huge thanks to anybody that watched the entire video. This is my first YouTube video, so it took me a lot of time learning how to make it. I'll have more videos coming in the future, so if you'd like to see those, feel free to subscribe, and if you have an idea on what you'd like to see next on a video, let me know in the comments. Again, if you make it into the bunker, come back here and let me know. I'd like to see how many people this helps. Thanks again for the support, and I'll see you in the next one.